Hey guys, what's up? Today we did a little shooting with these ProMags and the Flux Raider. Let's jump into it. Alright, basically we did a test with another company, testing out some certain products and different things, whatever. Something that a product that you guys probably won't like, so I'm not even going to mention it. But the point is, we got to shoot 500 rounds through the Flux Raider, and I'm not going to buy a whole bunch of Sig magazines because those things are 50 bucks a pop, maybe 40 if you get them on sale, and I'm just not going to do that. So I found a deal on some ProMags, and I think they were around 22 to 25 bucks, so about half the price of a Sig magazine, and with wildly differing views on how well these things work. These are the 21 round mags. I also got some 17 round mags. We ran these, and here's how it went. Okay, so basically, I don't know how well it actually came across camera. Everything ran good, and we are, well, pretty much. We are standing in the middle of this little hole in the ground here with this silty kind of sand. So every time we dropped a magazine, it fell down into the sand. This is actually some really good stuff to test out these mags, I think. And we have, this magazine had one malfunction after that test. That wasn't on camera. This one has after. And the malfunction was it locked the slide open. Not exactly sure what that's about. The way that you hold these things, you don't really ride. There's no real, traditionally, you can accidentally lock the slide open by pushing on it in the wrong way with the meat of your hand. The way you hold this guy, you really don't do that. So I'm not exactly sure what caused it to just hold open. It wasn't like the round was a failure to feed. It locked the slide open. So I'm not sure exactly what that was this guy. And then this one, we had one particular one that had two failures to feed, basically. Nope. First malfunction. Hot slide. Super hot slide, holy cow. It's a click and no bang. All right, it's fine. Again, not exactly sure what that was close to the end of the test. So after this thing been dropped in the dirt several times, been ran through several iterations and stuff, not exactly sure what that's about. Obviously, well, I mean, if you take everything into context, okay, we have 7 ProMags and 2 Sig mags. Obviously the Sig mags, well, not obviously, Sig mags can fail, guns can fail. I've had malfunctions with nice stuff before. Sig mags are fine, right? They just kind of continue to be the staple, or the bar at which we measure against, basically. And the ProMags, all but 2 of the magazines were completely fine. With the dirt, the dust, all the stuff, perfectly fine, right? And this is not the only time I've shot this stuff. I brought these things out and shot them other times. I left them loaded for, 2 weeks on end, all that kind of stuff. I've been testing these for a little bit, and this is kind of just an update for you guys. So far, they are working well, acceptably, in my opinion. Acceptably, they do what they're kind of supposed. I can't say that they're 100%, and all you guys out there like, see, them Sig magazines, only Sigs. Okay, great. If you're gonna run this as a serious setup, if you're gonna do that, then you're probably getting funded, right? So buying some actual Sig magazines is probably no big deal. If you're sitting this by your bed, then whenever you bought the Sig, not the Raider, when you bought the Sig, you probably got Sig magazines with it. So what I'm saying is I'm not trying to advocate for using the cheapest magazines possible to protect life and limb. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying for out here, for range, for practicing, for having fun, why not spend half the money on magazines when they work well, right? I can't say they work perfectly, but I can say they work well. They surprised me. They just kept running and working until finally you had a couple weird little malfunctions that if you're training with them, that's fine. I think that's fine. I think it's totally acceptable, totally fine. I would prefer no malfunctions ever and have to induce them on purpose, but that's not life. Stuff happens, stuff malfunctions. And I can't 100% blame it on the magazines either, because I'm running it suppressed, and that throws a wrench in the monkey works. I'm running it on a relatively new, it's getting broken in now, Sig P320 Flux Raider, so that throws a bunch of wrenches in the monkey works. So I can't diagnose that it is the magazine's fault. I can't say that. I can't say that 100% for sure. But what I can say is I was pleasantly surprised by these magazines. So for me, at this point, I'm gonna keep running these things. I marked the ones that had the malfunctions. 2 of them, where'd they go? This guy had 2 malfunctions and this guy had 1 malfunction. I marked them and we'll continue to mark them and see what happens. And if maybe it's just these magazines are bad, well, if you get them from reputable places, sometimes you can send them back and get a warranty. Say, hey, this thing is getting all sorts of problems and stuff. Can I swap it out? Some good companies out there will let you do that. Some of them won't. But we're just going to keep running them. We're going to keep running them and see what happens. And guess what? If one of these here Sig magazines fails, I guess the end of the world has come, because OEM magazines never fail, right? Anyway, guys, if you have any questions about the ProMags or anything else, let me know. And if you guys use ProMags, I see a lot of guys, especially guys that want to drop the coin on these Raiders. They're like, you bought the Raider, you got to get the best of the best. They're all getting, the highest whatever hoochie mapucker red dot kind of thing, and they all want the big 30-round magazines from Sig that costs $150 and like yada 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 yada. I'm thinking, okay, yes, you spent all the money on this, but keep the legit the OEM magazines for like, life and limb kind of thing. Why not spend and get extra magazines that are so far working well? I don't know. I'd like to know you guys' thoughts on this. I'm sure somebody's going to call me out, and that's cool, and I want to know your opinions. And how many magazines do you buy? Do you go out and buy 10 of them, of OEM magazines, or, the knockoff magazines? What do you get? Why do you get it? And what's acceptable to you as far as failure rates? Failure to feeds, failure to whatever, percentages-wise, whatever. I don't know. Just let's talk about it in the comments, all right? Let's go. And before people ask, and they probably already went to the comments to, call me out and all that kind of stuff, here are the Sig magazines. They obviously drop out. They even drop out. And he didn't drop out. Didn't drop free. Didn't drop free. OEM mag failed. That guy did. Okay. Not all. Most of the ProMags will not drop free from that front part. You can just grab it out. You're already in the position to pull it out. But all of them drop from the actual magazine well. Okay? None of them have a problem with that. I know people are going to ask. They get caught up in the front, but you already are right here, so just pull it out, stick it in the magazine. One of them will. It's probably this one. No, it's not. Maybe it's not. I don't know. One of them has been dropping free, not all the time, but there you go. They all drop free from the piece that it needs to drop free from. Do you understand that? They drop free out of the magazine well. From this spare mag caddy thingy, whatever you want to call this thingy, your hand is already here to pull them out. They don't have to drop free, and they're not super stuck in there. I know somebody's going to ask about that. There's your answer. All right, now we're done.